Is this giving Bella Swan realness? I think it is. I'm ready to go play a baseball game out in a thunderstorm. That's what I'm ready for. I'm so stupid. This is today's makeup look. We're gonna be a vampire. Hi besties. So a couple of weeks ago, I was playing around with makeup after a long day, and I kind of threw together this like vampy, sexy, smoky winged liner look. And in that moment, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a vampire for Halloween. It's basic, but I kind of feel like if you have a basic Halloween costume, but your makeup slays, it doesn't matter, you know? So anyways, I kind of just wanted to like practice it and see if it looked good, but I also figured maybe you would want to see how to kind of do like a sultry, sexy, vampy look. And I'll like do it just as a kind of a vampy makeup tutorial, but then also like I love to take things to the next level, so I'm gonna make it more like vampire Halloween costume-esque. It's just kind of a hot look, to be honest, and I want to equip my besties with makeup looks that make them feel like the baddest bitch in the room. So that's what we're gonna do here today. I do have makeup on already from earlier today, and yeah, we're just gonna kind of rock and roll with it because one, I don't want to take it off and start from scratch. Just sounds like a lot of work. But two, if you wear makeup throughout the day, all it takes is a couple extra swipes of a brush and adding on a fun lip, and you got a whole new look. So let's just get on into it. Now, I always just like recommend starting with a primer. So either that's like when you first put your makeup on for the day, or if you're starting from scratch, put on some eyeshadow primer. It'll help your eyeshadow last a whole lot longer. Now, I know that I already have eyeshadow on technically, but it's like really light, really basic, and we're gonna be building upon it with the shadows for this look. So I'm just going back in with my bronzer. This is a Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. This is what I used earlier today. Let me zoom you in. Just literally across the lid and the crease and out towards the temple, end of the brow, that kind of area. For pretty much all the rest of the shadows, I'm going to use the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. I've been into my Anastasia palettes lately, so going in with this one. Now, I do kind of already have wings on with my eyeshadow from my existing makeup, so I kind of have that as a guideline for where I want this wing to go. But if you don't, the next step is just darkening up the lid and smoking it out. So I think I'm gonna take Rustic, which is kind of like a lighter brown. It's not the darkest brown in the palette, on this teeny tiny little blending brush. And I am going to go kind of just along the lash line. I'm buffing it in and kind of blending it up the lid, but not taking it so far that it gets up into the crease. But you can already see the difference, just like a little bit deeper. I also blended out the wing basically, but yeah, just deepening up that lid space. And it's always good to have that first blending brush on hand, the one that we just used with the bronzer, so that you can continuously blend out any harsh lines. Anytime I add a darker color, I go back in with the previous blending shade so that I can blend more and make it really seamless. And then I'm taking another teeny tiny little blending brush and taking Cypress Umber, this dark brown shade. And I'm gonna do the same thing, just keeping that even tighter and closer to the lash line, not blending it so much up the lid. You can see kind of that dark line right there. Before I blend that out, I'm gonna take Cypress Umber again and add it to the lower lash line, because I want this to be sultry, and you cannot forget about the lower lash line. If you don't add eyeshadow to your bottom lash line, it's like an incomplete look, in my opinion. Maybe not to everyone, but to me, it's kind of like putting a frame around 3 sides of a picture. You just leave the bottom unframed. No, like, no, you have to have a frame around the whole picture. And I really think even if you're doing a supernatural look, I'll take the bronzer, put it on my lid, and then swipe it underneath the bottom lash line. It just creates that dimension. I never forget about adding it to the lower lash line. I think it's super important to making a really complete look. I do want to say, like, especially with a darker color on the lower lash line, try to keep it as close to the lash line as possible. You don't want to drag it down too much because you're going to blend that line out later and it's going to come even lower down. So the lower you put the darkest shade, just think it's going to blend down even more, and you don't want to drag the eye down. Back with that second blending brush and Rustic, I'm going to blend out that really dark line. See how we're kind of creating that gradient, darkest to lightest? That's what we want. With that first blending brush, I'm gonna blend out the lower lash line even further. This will just diffuse the harsh edges. If you want a more harsh line underneath, then don't feel the need to blend, but I'm going to. Now's the time where we're gonna bring back that black liner. So I'm gonna take Noir, the black in this palette, and create an eyeshadow wing. Going from the outer corner, can you see? The outer corner, and angling it up towards the end of my brow. Create a little line going up and then connect the line, and I like to drag it in about halfway into my lid. Same on the other side. I'm also going to take a little bit more of that black and connect the wing to the lower lash line. And it's okay if this isn't the sharpest wing of your life. Like, that is totally fine. So now that we added the black liner, I'm going to go back in with Cypress Umber, that last like dark brown color that we added, and buff out the line. The goal for this is to be more smoky than like clean cut liner. So that's why I'm going in to diffuse that edge. And I'm only trying to diffuse the edge on the top. I'm not trying to bring the side of the wing down. And a technique for smoking out the liner upwards is putting your brush on the liner and continuing up towards the end with a flick. If you ever feel like your blend has gotten a little bit too muddy or the darker colors have started to take over, then you can go back in with any of the lighter shades you use and blend down. I did just add a bit more Cypress Umber to the outer corner to deepen that up, but I'm really just going in and blending and blending and blending. If you're gonna learn one thing from me, it's like you can't overblend. Just keep blending until it looks better. So once I'm satisfied with the eyeshadow and I feel like it's symmetrical and blended the way I want, now I'm gonna go in with a liquid liner. This is the Milani Stay Put Matte Eyeliner, and I'm gonna use it to create a little wing in the same area that we created the eyeshadow wing, and this is going to create some dimension within the look. So we've got the smoky kind of blown out look, but having that stark black liner is just gonna deepen it and make everything look more sultry. I'm gonna keep the wing small because I don't want the eyeliner to take over the whole look. Like, we've spent so much time blending, it's purely just to make it pop a little bit more. What's great is we already have the shape in place, so you can just follow along to create that tiny wing. See how itty bitty small it is? It does not need to be large. It's just a little flick, and then I'm also gonna drag it as close as I can to the lash line. I'm like borderline drawing on my eyelashes. That's how close to the lash line I'm getting. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the eyeshadow and connect it to my lower lash line. There's no need to go crazy with it. It's just a little tiny line connecting the wing to the lower lash line. Now what I think takes it to the next level is tight lining and water lining your eyes with a pencil liner. So I'm gonna go tight line here and water line here, and I'm gonna try and get into the inner corner as well. Now your eyes might tear up at this part, especially if you haven't done this before or you don't do it often. Your eyes will water. To prevent anything from smudging or like crying down your face, the moment your eye starts to water, take a break. Just take a break. It might take an extra second to get the job done, but it's better than having everything like melt down your face. So take a moment. Also, my eyes water when I get air in them too, so I can't even fan my eye. I just have to let it ride. But here you can like see the difference of like having the tight lined, water lined eye versus not. Adding black to the tight line or water line makes the eye appear a little bit more closed, which is kind of the point with these like sultry fox eye kind of looks. This one just appears a little bit more awake and brightened, whereas this one is a little bit more like already crying. Since this one's not tearing as much anymore, I'm gonna go back in with that Cypress Umber brush and blend out a little bit of that lower liner so that the black kind of diffuses. Because I love to blend, I'm gonna take that tiny little angled brush that we used for the eyeshadow wing just to diffuse the edge of the liner ever so slightly. But you do not have to do this. I'm just crazy. Doesn't even really do that much, but makes a world of a difference up here in the noggin. Now it's time for the finishing touches on the eyes. I'm going to highlight using this little pencil brush. I'm gonna go in with Tempera, this like cream white shade, and I'm gonna place it on the brow bone. I find that it's best to like go straight to the arch and concentrate the highlight there, and then you can blend forwards and blend backwards. But I want the most highlighted portion to be right under the brow bone. Now I know you see this line, and we will get back to it, but also if you find that you blended your dark shadows too high up towards your brow bone, this is a great way to correct it. Back with trusty OG first blending brush. Blend out the line. I'm also going to use the same shade to highlight the inner corner. Now, I'm not going all the way to where my eyeball like touches because we did add that eyeliner in there and I don't want to desaturate the black of the inner corner. So I'm going a little bit in front, kind of almost on the nose bridge to highlight, and then blending up and then down and around. Like that. Okay, I'm going into Modern Renaissance palette now, but I'm going to take this shimmery shade Primavera. And you don't need to do this, but this is like one of my favorite things to do for the inner corner, is I go right in the center like this. And then I'm going to go take my brush, flip it upside down from the center, and follow the curve of my brow bone and my lid and kind of just go like that. And it just takes the eye to a whole new level. Oh my god, it's so good. So again, flip the brush. And sometimes they're not even, and that's okay. You just blend out your problems. OG trusty. So I really like how this eye turned out a lot. So I'm just gonna kind of like go back over my mascara. I could put on lashes. I could do that. So now that the eyes are done, I'm gonna do the lippy, which is just so good. I love these Sephora Rouge Gel lip liners. They're so good. I have so many colors. This one is in the shade Rosewood, which is a really nice kind of browny neutral color that's a little bit deeper. I'm big into it. I like to fill in the outer corners of my lips. It adds more dimension because darker colors make things recede, lighter colors make them jet forward. So if you add shadows to the corners of your lips and leave the center more brighter color, it'll add more dimension and make your lips look more pouty. Next, I'm taking Russian Red by MAC, which is so cute. And then to add that extra vampy edge, I'm gonna take that same black eyeliner that we used on our eyes and line the center of my lips. So the cupid's bow, the bottom, and then kind of blend it together. This red might actually be un poquito too bright. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with a darker red. MAC's Diva. Very good. I'm gonna go back in with that black to blend again. And I lied, I did bring the black up all the way on the sides. And if I do want it to be a little bit brighter, I'll just layer Russian red in the middle. Oh yeah, that is so cute. So this is kind of the vampy look. You could definitely stop here, just kind of a vampy smoked out liner with a dark red lip. I think it's so good. It's just so sultry. It's definitely so cute, just like this, but yeah, I'm gonna add fake blood. And do I have vampire fangs? Yeah, I do. I don't know how these are gonna turn out, but I'm gonna give it my best go. So if you wanna take this look up to an ooky spooky level, then stick around, because I'm not done. I'm not satisfied. I want fake blood. What can I say? Okay, so to take the look from this to a true vampire, just a couple of steps. Honestly, I'm gonna start out with my vampire bite. I'm gonna put like 2 little dots on my neck. And I think I'm gonna do that with the same liquid liner from before. I'm gonna create 2 dots on my neck, like that. That looks about the appropriate distance apart. And then the same colors we used on the eyes, but instead of going from light to dark, we're gonna go from dark to light, and then we can reinforce the black later. So Cypress Umber, just over it. You guys can't even see that, can you? You can't even see. Rustic around the edges. And then OG blending brush. I'm not even adding any product, I'm just blending. And just because a bite would likely be agitated, I'm gonna take this red color Mulberry. Did that do anything? Maybe not. Back in with the black eyeliner. Not necessarily my best work, but it's fine. Oh, I can just use my lipstick. Yeah, put some of that red lipstick over the top. Oh, and I just smudged the eyeliner. That's a great idea. That was a really good call for me to do. Okay. It's fine. And then with my foundation brush, go over the edges. Okay, so I basically went in with Rustic and made a little dot, added some of the lipstick, and then I'm gonna go in with that empty blending brush again and go around the circles just to blend a bit. And then I'm gonna go in with Cypress Umber in the center. Maybe not the most realistic bite, but it'll do. That actually didn't turn out totally, completely awful. So there's my little love bite. Next is the blood around the lips. So I have this Spirit Halloween vampire blood, just to try and keep this as controlled as possible, which may not be a thing. I'm going to take a Q-tip and add okay, be a bit more careful, Sabrina. And at the side of the mouth, kind of just drag down. Oh, so you can hardly see that. Okay. Okay, so less control. Slay. Okay. I kind of thought I was going to do both sides, but I think I like the one side best. Like I said, this was practice, so I'm learning right alongside you. So my suggestion is try to get it as close to the side of your mouth as possible and just let it drip down, let gravity do its work. But have a Q-tip on hand so you can stop the drip and it doesn't like fall and stain anything. You can clean it up with concealer too. Okay, so this blood is kind of separating, which is kind of strange. Good thing for me, I have coagulated blood as well. And you know what, just to deepen the blood, I'm gonna take that same black shadow on the same angled brush and just add some black in. Okay, okay. Spooky scaly. Now let's try out these things. I don't know how this is gonna work. I really have no clue. Oh, there's a lot more steps to this than I thought. I'm not gonna try and glue them on. I'm sorry, that's just not gonna happen right now. I'm not feeling it. So it comes in 3 different sizes. This is the 13 millimeter. Should I go balls to the wall and do the big guys? Why not? They look like fake nails. Oh God. These are not going to work. They're not even the same color as my teeth. They're exposing me and how not pearly white my teeth are. I can't take myself seriously. It was like taking off so much of my lipstick. Oh my God, you can literally see it. Okay, maybe I'll try this. I'll try the smallest ones and see if I can try and keep those in a bit better. Something tells me probably not. The tea is too, is that this tooth right here is already kind of a fang. It just should be longer. But it's like, you know? Oh God. Oh God. You know, like how people have nightmares of their teeth falling out? I just experienced that in real time. I can't open my mouth, otherwise the teeth will fall out. Oh wait. Hey. Hey. Maybe do I have gum? I'm gonna try gum really quick. Hold on. That actually worked. It's not a long-term solution by any means, but now I can talk, and that's actually not too shabby. I want to suck your blood. God. I just want you all to know that I fetched a very sketchy piece of gum out of the bottom of my purse in order to make this work. So I hope you appreciate. It's actually so funny. I can't stop laughing. I don't know if anyone thinks it's as funny as I think it is because oh my God, this is hilarious. I think I'm gonna actually add one more final touch. I'm gonna add a little bit of a contour shade like right in my under eyes because they're undead and they're very tired. Maybe a little bit of purpley red. Okay. The teeth make it very difficult to, you know, it feels like I'm piercing my lips from the inside. Loving this list, by the way. It's super cute. Okay, I think that is the completed look. I'm so here for it. I think that this is gonna be a really fun and cute Halloween look. Close up on the details. I love the smoky winged liner vibe. I'm obsessed with this like vampy lip too. I think that the key to this lip is don't start off with black as the lip liner because then it can get really dark really fast instead of having like a red lip with that kind of dark black outline. So that's why I started with a different lip liner, kind of toyed around with the shade of red that I want, but I think the darker red with a little bit of the brighter red in the center makes it just, you know? So anyways, I am like in rare form right now. I think these teeth are doing something to me. Stop. It was definitely a journey. Oh, and tooth falling out. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I practice this makeup look. Definitely had a silly fun time getting to this point. And I don't think that the fangs will make an appearance on actual Halloween, but it's fun to cosplay real quick. Even if you're not into the vampire costume of it all, I still think the vampy, smoky winged liner and the red sultry lips are just such a vibe, and I really encourage you to try it. Even if this isn't like your style of makeup, it's fun to just like put on a new persona and play. Why don't we play anymore? We should always be playing. Expand the mind, use your creativity, and just have fun. I think as we get older, it's just like we can't play, and that's not fair because playing is so fun. So anyways, I'm really glad you hung out with me today. If you want a weekly dose of your Beauty Bestie Sab, then make sure to subscribe because I post new videos every Thursday, and I want you to hang out with me. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok at Beauty Bestie Sab, and if this neighbor is going to be the death of me. Actually, I might be the death of him. And don't forget to hit the bell notification button so you can be notified every time I post a brand new video, because that's where I know all of the real besties are at. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I literally love you so much.